we are definitely going to dedicate time to their words if they want to share words, and we're going to share the space with them. Okay. Thank you for joining us again today. We are Israeli peace activists living in New York. When we started gathering, first for the vigils and then for weekly protests, we could not imagine that we'd still be here almost 10 months after October 7, almost 300 days of horror. And yet, here we are. We are still mourning and are very, very angry. We are angry that the hostages are languishing and dying with no deal in sight. We are angry that Gaza is being decimated to the extent that new massacres barely make the news anymore. We are angry that the north of Israel is going up in flames. And we are angry that a government of messianic lunatics, the government that went MIA during October 7 and was largely responsible for it, is still the one in power. Responsible for the fate of our siblings in Israel and Palestine. The prices that Israeli and Palestinian children are paying are getting higher and higher the more Netanyahu the more The prices that Israeli and Palestinian children are paying are getting higher and higher the more Netanyahu refuses to end the war. Just this week, we saw new massacres in Gaza and in Israel. Yesterday, at least 12 children from the Druze village of Majd al-Shams in the Golan Heights were killed in a Hezbollah rocket attack from Lebanon. And at least 15 children were killed in an Israeli airstrike on the Khadija school in Dir el-Balach in Gaza. The hostages are suffering, but they're not dying, said Netanyahu last week. Yet this week, it was confirmed that Alex Danzig, whose son's statement Gili read here last week, as well as the hostage Yagev Buchstev, were both dead. And 5 bodies of hostages who were already known to be dead were recovered and returned to Israel by the IDF. Netanyahu would rather set the whole region on fire and not sign a deal. Because a deal would mean the end of his government, and a deal would mean that Bibi, also commonly referred to as the defendant, will have to stand trial for bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. According to a recent poll, 70% of Israelis think Netanyahu is not doing enough to get the hostages released. Shame! 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 Busha! 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 It is still unfathomable, but last Wednesday, Netanyahu spoke at Congress against the hostages' families' will, against the Israeli public's will, against many congressional Democrats' will. As our co-founder Tamar Gleserman wrote in her Guardian piece this week, when Netanyahu spoke to Congress should have walked out, not giving him standing ovations. Even beyond the moral obvious, no dialogue should be had with this man for the same reason dialogue with Trump is a waste of time. All you're ever going to get is another masterclass in gaslighting. And that is exactly what this speech was. From craven lying about the death toll in Gaza, to craven lying about his attempts to free the hostages, a smorgasbord of craven lying, which Congress, for some reason, could not stop applauding. So while Netanyahu was speaking at Congress, we loudly protested outside of Congress in DC, as well as outside the Israeli consulate here in New York, calling to reject him and his lies, saying he is the destroyer of Israel. The New York Post labeled us as anti-Israel protesters. But guess who is the real anti-Israel face in this story? We are here to say, take the deal. 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 We are here to say, cease fire now. 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 We are here to say, save Gaza. Cease fire now. Bring them home now. Prevent another war on all fronts. Save the children. 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 We are here today and every Sunday to amplify our peace community and families back home who have been protesting every day, who are being skunked, beaten up, and arrested in their attempts to fight this government and to fight the occupation and to bring them home. We are here to support the families of the hostages who were arrested while protesting Bibi's speech in Congress, since they were wearing shirts calling him to seal the deal. So let's say it ourselves. Seal the deal! Seal the deal! Seal the deal! Seal the deal! Bring them home! Now! Bring them home! Now! Bring them home! Now! Bring them home! Now! Seal the deal! Now! Seal the deal! Now! Seal the deal! Now! Seal the deal! Now! We are here in solidarity with our Israeli and Palestinian siblings on the ground, fighting to end this war and for a better future for everyone between the river and the sea. Thank you for showing up week after week. There is no military solution. 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 There is no military
Hi, everyone. Thank you for being here week after week. I'm going to read a text from our friend Tamal Glezerman, who is in Israel right now and can't be with us. In the past 9 months, Tamal, one of the co-founders of Israelis for Peace, has been standing here and raising the voice of her friend from Gaza, whose name she has to protect for her safety, with whom she's been running a small direct donation program for the past 7+ years. This week, Tamal is not here. She is still protesting in Israel, but her friend sent her this message. In war, life becomes very complicated and difficult. One week follows another, and nothing changes. As time passes, the sense of things around us become completely absent. I have helped thousands of people, and I have been interested in every detail that could alleviate their suffering and pain for more than 8 months. I risked my life to deliver aid to those who deserve it, and when any evacuation order came from dangerous areas, I never left my place. I was only interested in helping people when evacuating dangerous areas and staying with them until they reached safe areas. All of these details were very important to me. But today, things are different. We are approaching 10 months of this destructive war, and I think my energy has run out. And I might not be able to continue my charitable work, or at least with the same energy I used to work with at the beginning of the war. Everything changes at lightning speed. My life has been almost completely destroyed. My dreams and ambitions are almost all gone. Now what matters to me is to struggle to survive with my family, especially after we were evacuated again from the center of Khan Yunis a few days ago. Death is chasing us all, and I don't think there's any safe place. Schools, universities, mosques, shelters, displaced people's tents, and markets are being bombed. Where is safety? All of our days have become similar. We wake up in the morning and start searching for water and walk distances of no less than 2 kilometers, and I'm very lucky if I get some. Then we go to the bakery and stand in a long line that may take us 2 hours to get some bread. And then we start the journey of preparing food. We light the wood, and then we start cooking what we have, maybe some tomatoes with onions or lentils, and we continue to sit by the fire and inhale the smoke that comes out of it for several hours until the cooking is finished. Everything is difficult. This is not life. We get the basics of life with great difficulty, especially with the crazy rise in prices and the theft of aid. My brothers and sisters, personally, I thank you for continuing this protest weekly without stopping. You made impossible possible, but I am tired of my life. And we are about to talk about that, sir. Will you please let us get to this? We will get to that. Deal now! 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 Now! Deal now! Deal now! And we are going to very shortly have some amazing guests to also talk about the pain. We know there is no pain if you don't recognize all humans. Anyway, I can no longer continue fighting for life. I find my family members dying of hunger here, and I see children every night unable to sleep because of the sounds of explosions and violent shelling. Our dignity has been insulted in every way, and I can no longer bear it. Before I helped everyone, now I need daily help to survive with my large family. Please do not stop before the war criminals in Hamas and the extremist Israeli government are tried. Their place is in prison, and there will be no other way. You are the only hope for providing a decent life for our future generations of the Israeli and the Palestinian people. Eternal peace is the ideal solution to end suffering of millions of people. Please do not stop. We are all behind you. We thank you. We love you. And are we going to record this video? We're going to chant, "You are not alone. We are with you." You are not alone. We are with you. 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 We are with you. Okay, so thank you everyone. We just wanted to mention that Tamal is still running her direct donation with her friend, and you know, their situation is really heartbreaking. And right now, Western Union, PayPal, all the other ways that they used to get money into Gaza, which are strongly policed by the Hamas, are no longer possible. The only way to get the money is through Bitcoin. But if anyone is interested in donating, you can find Tamal on her social media and reach out, or you can come to one of us at the end of this protest. But now, okay. Okay, בסדר. אבל לא. You may have seen these really amazing human beings nodding here behind me when I was reading this very devastating statement from Gaza. They know exactly what that pain is because they have family members who are now captive in Gaza. So we are so honored to have them with us here. You know, our friends' pain from Gaza, their pain, it's all one pain, and it is our job here to get people out of their defensive positions and into the position where we need a deal now. So maybe we'll chant that. Deal now! 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 Bring them home! 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 Now!
military solution. There is no military solution. From the river to the sea, freedom and equality. From the river to the sea, freedom and equality. From the river to the sea, freedom and equality. From the river to the sea, freedom and equality. From the river to the sea, freedom and equality. From the river to the sea, freedom and equality. Bring them home. 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 Sign the deal. Sign the deal. Sign the deal. Sign the deal. Now sign the deal. Now sign the deal. Sign the deal. Sign the deal.
Thank you. Wow. Really, really close. Okay, hi. My name is Melanie. I am a peace and justice advocate, and I have been working with the all hostages, Kulano Khatufim form of life, basically the contingency of Israeli hostage families who are openly and proudly saying that they understand what we need, which is a deal, and we need it now, and they see it more than even any of our leaders have. And it has been an absolute honor and privilege to walk alongside them over this last week as we were down in Washington, D.C. And it was challenging and it was difficult and we don't always agree, but the incredible thing that I saw is that everybody engaged. Whether they agreed or not, everybody leaned in and said, we're here and we're gonna figure out how to get on from here because it matters too much. And so we went from Josh Hawley's office to Ilhan Omar's office. We sat at every table that we were offered because that's what it takes. We can't make peace with our friends. Doesn't work that way, right? We need to make peace with those we disagree with those who you might even consider an enemy. And that is exactly what we have started to do. This week when we sat in Ilhan Omar's office, I had one hostage family member and a man from Gaza who's lost over half of his family. Some of you may have seen him while we were in DC. And we modeled something that really has never been seen before on the political platform at this sort of level. Not only did we have a conversation that genuinely represented a solidarity and mutual interest in ending this war and ending it now, but at the same time, there was a member of the family who was also inside the speech. And because of that, he was able to elevate the voices alongside other members of the family who also were arrested at that time. But they did something incredible. They took these Israeli voices and put them into the mainstream. Something that as activists here, we haven't been able to do. We haven't been able to break through the cognitive dissonances of our, particularly the Jewish American community, and this idea as though we have no right to say anything about what is happening. But in fact, the only right we do have is to say something. Because if Israel doesn't exist, the safety that they're relying on will also not exist. And right now, that's the direction that this is leading us. And that is Bibi Netanyahu leading us down this path. And so we had to understand at the same time, coming to Jewish American leaders with that message wasn't going to be easy, and it wasn't one they were going to listen to. So what we had to ask was that at the very least, at the minimum, could they elevate the voices of these families and the struggles that they have had and the message that they bring at least as much as they do the government, right? We managed to have Nancy Pelosi and other major members of Congress not attend the speech to show that it didn't mean they weren't pro-Israel. It meant, in fact, they were pro-Israel because they were supporting the people who had asked them not to show support to Netanyahu when he is not doing what he needs to bring home the hostages, which requires ending the war and sealing the deal. And then there's another aspect of this of how we kind of translate that into the mindset here, because what I've noticed as someone in the diaspora who's also lived in the region is we've become so fanaticized. I mean, like, level of extremism, people who like love, you know, violence inherently at this moment in time. And so we also have a lot of work to do right here. And the bravery that these families and so many of those in the land who have stood up along the way, our friends in Omdim Biachad and Standing Together and Land for All and all the different solidarity movements, they have shown us a path that we actually haven't built yet in America. And that is one of a truly interdependent future, of a recognition that our lives genuinely depend on one another and we have to fight for them as such. And that is what this group here has been doing all of these months, which is an incredible contribution. But we have to start bringing up the temperature because it is time. We know right now there is a deal. It is almost basically sealed. The details are worked out. All we need is Bibi Netanyahu to sign the deal. That is what we need. Seal the deal! Seal the deal! Now! Seal the deal! Now! Seal the deal! Seal the deal! Seal the deal! So, my ask to each one of you, on behalf of what I've heard over the past week, on behalf of friends of mine from both Gaza through the West Bank, that you do everything in your personal power, every influence you can imagine over these next couple of weeks. You push as hard as you can, because time is running out. It really is. This is the deal we have been waiting for, and it is the moment to put everything we have behind it and to stand together, because we have the same goal, which is ending the war and bringing everyone home. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone. My name is Ayala Metzger and Efrat. We came from Israel. Thank you. And we have hostages in Gaza now. My father-in-law and my mother-in-law, 80 years old, have been kidnapped to Gaza. Tammy was come back at December, and Yoram is still there. Announced as dead already. He was alive and killed. We don't know how, we don't know where. At February, he was alive. We could save him. And we come here to say to you that this is my message. We don't have another home, and we don't have another future just to live. This is war about living, about people who wants to live, wants to appreciate life. Not war, not revenge, not killing. We want to bring them back, seal a deal, and this is the key to start life to each side in Israel. There is no other way. There is no other way. Thank you.
Hello everyone. It's an honor being here. My name is Efrat Machikawa. I am from the larger Moses family of Kibbutz Nir Oz, where Ayala and her family come from. A community of about 400 people seeking peace that were attacked early Saturday morning, October 7th, and were one of four, more than 100 people were brutally murdered or violently kidnapped. 9 members of my family were there on that Saturday. 3 survived a fire that was set around them. 1 was murdered, and 5 were kidnapped. Age 3, 5, 32, 72, 78, and 80. 4 of our members came back in the one and only deal, and my uncle, Gadi Moses, who turned in March 80, is still held as a hostage. Gadi is a peace activist. He is a well-known agronomist who traveled the world for over 5 decades to help poor communities around the world to save their lives through innovation in agriculture, through using wisely wastewater, and through growing crops such as potatoes and carrots. He is known in Egypt, in Jordan, South America, Papua New Guinea, Georgia, Europe, America. He has saved lives all his life, and he is captive in Gaza. He has to come back, and the only way to bring him back is to seal a deal.
Seal that deal now! Seal that deal now! Seal that deal now!
Now, we were brought up to seek peace, to seek mutual dreams for our future. We went through an atrocity you cannot even imagine, and yet we do not want revenge. We want them back, bringing the hostages back. We'll start rolling life back. They first have to come back, and then we can start all over in a good manner, in goodwill. We have to seal that deal so the Middle East can come back to a safe zone, to safe economy, to a safe security, for the sake of the free world and for the sake of America, who we owe so much in bringing that deal to the table. Thank you, America, for your support. Thank you for the deal. Please help us make it happen. Seal the deal, bring the hostages back, and bring hope to the Middle East. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being with us here and for all that you do for your families and for everyone. I want to read a chapter, right? It's a chapter from a book that the families of the hostages are releasing right now. In Hebrew, it's called Mar Hafkara, and in English, it's called Benjamin Netanyahu's Dark Legacy, The Abandonment of October 7 Hostages. It's a new book launched by hostage family members, former officials, and notable figures in Israeli society. And we're also going to help them fundraise for the book, which will then go to the Okay, we'll go to the live forum. So here it is. The title of the chapter. Oops. The title of the chapter is My Son Was Sacrificed by the Felon Benjamin Netanyahu. Dr. Maayan Sherman, mother of Ron, who was kidnapped alive from his army base and was killed while in Hamas captivity. Ron Sherman, my beloved son, was 19 years old when he died. Ron was an ambitious, intelligent, good-looking, and charismatic soldier who loved life so much. Ron's life ended because of the greatest blunder in the history of the State of Israel. The Hamas monster was fostered under the patronage of Benjamin Netanyahu, Israel's prime minister for the past 15 years. Netanyahu enabled and even assisted in the growing and strengthening of Hamas. During his tenure as prime minister, Hamas armed itself and planned without hindrance how to carry out its satanic attack. On the morning of October 7, Ron was at his army base near Gaza, where he served as a coordination and communications commander. He was texting with me from 6:30 a.m. up until the moment he was kidnapped. His last words were, "I love you all. They are here. It's over." Ron was kidnapped from inside a bomb shelter and was seen in a Hamas video being led out by Hamas terrorists, barefoot, frightened and beaten, but alive and not injured, into the tunnels of Gaza. I believed from the first moment that the Israeli government had a supreme moral obligation to bring Ron and all the other hostages home. In early November, Hamas published a flyer with Ron's picture and a message in Hebrew warning that Netanyahu intends to kill our son together with Hamas leaders. A few days later, on November 10th, Ron, Nick Beisel, and Eliat Toledano were killed as a result of the bombing. As a result of the bombing of the tunnel in which they were held. The tunnel of Ahmed Randul, Hamas's Northern Brigade commander. I keep asking myself, how did this happen? Where was the Israeli government over the past years? Where was Israel's Prime Minister, Netanyahu, Mr. Security, as he was referred to, who claimed he was the only one standing strong against Hamas? Who would have believed that a day would come in which all that arrogance would crumble into one dreadful moment that would change our lives forever? Netanyahu abandoned Ron. Ron was a combat support soldier whose role was to provide services to the Gaza population under the auspices of the Israeli government and its leader. The thought was, if we took care of the Gazans' welfare, they would not want to harm us. Benjamin Netanyahu failed in his most important mission, to guarantee the safety of Ron and of the citizens of Israel. Moreover, Netanyahu actually sacrificed the lives of Ron and his friends. The life of Ron, a simple soldier, was a price Benjamin Netanyahu was willing to pay for the head of a Hamas commander. My family and I are constantly facing the dreadful understanding that Ron's life came to a tragic end because of a conscious decision. Ron's death could have been prevented. Benjamin Netanyahu abandoned Ron by doing nothing to defeat Hamas over his 15 years as Israel's prime minister. Benjamin Netanyahu sacrificed Ron's life after Ron was kidnapped when he approved the targeting of Ahmed Randul together with the hostages who surrounded him. Benjamin Netanyahu abandoned and sacrificed so many amongst them. Sacrificed so many, amongst them my son Ron Sherman. This is Netanyahu's legacy, and this is how he will be remembered to the end of time. So this is just one chapter from the book Mar Hafkara. I forgot the long name in English. The Dark Legacy. The Dark Legacy. And if you would like to, if you're able to and would like to donate money to support the launching of the book and to support the families, we have the QR code. So please join us. So thank you again, everyone, for... Okay. Okay, if you've been with us in the last few weeks, you know that we end every protest with a picture of everyone together. Usually we go down to the stairs there, but today we'll just, to make it easy on everyone, we'll just stay here and make a big group picture. and we'll chant a little more as we're doing this. So once again, thank you all so much for coming, for showing up. If you're not part of our group, our quiet group, you can scan the QR code. There's a lot of QR codes to scan today. This is our WhatsApp group for quiet announcements. We're here every Sunday at 5 p.m. until the war is over, so hopefully we won't see you next week. But now let's take a picture together, and thank you again, everyone.
Can we get the purple standing together signs higher? Buenas, Noah. Noah, Noah.
Okay.
One, two, three. Bring them home now. 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 Ceasefire now.
that you want to scan. We have all of them.
QR code for the book.
I have it.
QR code for the book.